Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Indian Bull vs Bear. Over the last couple of decades of my investment journey, I have realized that the age old saying of history repeats itself is not just merely a saying, it is actually true. Even in the share market, if we dig deep enough, we can see repeated trends. So, apart from all the fundamental and technical analysis, mood of the market, uptrend, downtrend, significant domestic and global events, unforeseen events like pandemic, etc., I feel the historical trend is the final missing piece of information which would be helpful for you to minimize the risks. If you think about it, it makes sense as several key events like financial year closure month is fixed, the quarterly and yearly results reporting months are fixed, country's budget presentation month is fixed. So I have created this series, the final missing piece, in which I'll represent the last 10 years historical data of sectoral returns of all the major sectors of the Indian share market. In this analysis, I have only considered the share price variation of top 10 companies of each of those sectors and have tried to identify a trend based on historical returns. Such kind of information is not readily available to retail users as it is extremely time consuming to fetch, compile, analyze, and filter all the raw data. It consumes a lot of resources and time. I know that most of you do not have the time to do the research, hence, I have invested my time to dig all the data, filter it, and compile some sensible information which could be beneficial for everyone who watches this video series. So, in today's video, I'll analyze the finance sector. This sector consists of all NBFCs. I will cover all the banks in a separate banking sector video in near future. This video is structured in three sections. First, I'll give a brief introduction of the sector. Then I'll share 5 graphs with you and explain them in order to identify some trends. In the end, I'll share my key takeaways from this whole exercise. Please read the entire disclaimer carefully. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and do all the good things like comment, share, like and press the bell notification icon. So the finance sector is the largest sector in Indian share market and it is closely tied to the Indian overall economic health. Factors like interest rate, economic growth and government regulation significantly impacts its trajectory. Finance sector is going to play a major role in our country's journey from developing to developed nation. Technological advancements are driving substantial growth opportunities in this sector. Major challenges for the sector includes managing non-performing assets and addressing cybersecurity concerns. So in order to see the historical trend, I will present 5 graphs to you. First, yearly returns of 10 largest companies by market cap in this sector. And in case the 10 years historical data is not available or applicable for a company, such company or companies were replaced by the next in line. For the finance sector, all the 10 companies are large cap companies. Second graph, yearly swing, number of positive and negative returns months. So this graph shows that how many months gave positive return and negative returns in each year in the last 10 years. Third graph, monthly returns over the past 10 years. This graph shows the percentage returns, be it positive or negative, of last 10 years in each month. Fourth graph is the mean monthly returns. In this, I've taken the average returns in each month for the last 10 years. And finally, the fifth graph, monthly swing, in which we'll see the number of positive and negative return years. So basically, for every month in last 10 years, how many years have given a positive returns and how many negative returns. So please do not skip any portion of this video and watch it in full. You are going to learn a lot which will help you to take decisions on your own. So this is the first graph, yearly returns graph. There are two lines in this graph. First is the blue line. The blue line represents the yearly returns in percentage, and the orange line represents the cumulative returns in percentage. So in 2015, so say in 2015, the returns were 5.07%. In 2016, the yearly returns were 29.82 and the cumulative were 36.41. In 2017, the returns were very good, 60.31% yearly returns, and the cumulative returns were 118.67. 2018 gave a flattish return. 2019 gave good returns of 23.58%. 2020 gave returns of so these, I would say, average returns of 9.45%. 2021 gave good returns of 26.09%. 2022 gave, I must say, flattish returns of 3.59%. But 2023 gave very good results and very good returns of 79.18%. 2024 gave return of 27.29%, even though the last 3 months of the year saw significant correction across the sectors in Indian share market. So if you see the consolidated or the cumulative returns of last 10 years of the sector is 803.15%. So that means this sector has 9x the money in last 10 years. So let's move on to the next graph. This is the yearly swing graph. So in this graph, the green bars represents the number of months which gave positive returns, and the red graphs represent the number of months with negative returns. So as we can see, each year how many months gave positive and negative returns, that is what which is shown here. So in 2015, 7 months gave positive returns, 5 negative. 2016 again the same, 7 positive and 5 negative. 2017 was good, so 8 months positive returns, 4 months negative returns. 2018 same, 6 positive, 6 negative. 2019 and 2022, 8 months positive returns and 4 months gave negative returns. 2021 was very good, 9 months gave positive returns and 3 months gave negative returns. 2022 was not that good, only 5 months gave positive returns. 2023 and 2024, in each year 8 months gave positive returns. So moving on to the next graph, which is the monthly returns over last 10 years. So in this graph, basically we have 12 small graphs, one for each month. You can see January, February, March, April, and so on and so forth. So in this graph, the positive green bars represents the positive returns, and the negative bars represents the negative returns, or the red bars represent the negative returns. So if we see in the month of January, for example, in 2016, it gave a negative return. In 2018, it gave a negative return. In 2019, it gave a negative return. And in 2023. But in rest of the years, in January, this sector gave positive returns. So similarly, we can see, for example, in February 2016, 18, 22, 23, and 24. All these years, in all these years, February gave negative returns in finance sector. March, we can see, so 2020, March is a COVID crash. So there is a standout crash and a negative return of 38.22%. Apart from that, 4 other years, this March month gave negative returns. April, there were two major negative and one minor negative return. May again 5 negative, 5 positive. June, only 3 negative and 7 positive return. July is the standout again. In July, out of last 10 years, only 1 year in 2019 it gives negative return. Otherwise, July always gives positive returns in this sector. In August, we can see 1 and 2 negative. Other than that, it always gives positive returns. September 5 negative, 5 positive. October only 2 negative, rest all are positive. November 5 negative, 5 positive. And December 4 negative and 6 positive. Moving on to the next graph, which is the mean monthly returns graph. So what I have done here is, in this graph, I have taken the average returns for all the 12 months across last 10 years, which comes down to something like this. So in the last 10 years, the average return in January from the sector is 1.15%. February is little negative. March is somewhat negative returns. So take a note that March 2020, there was a COVID crash and 38% negative return. So that actually has an impact on overall average of the last 10 years in month of March. Then April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, all these months gave positive returns, though the amount of returns vary. So for example, in May, only 0.67% positive. In September, only 0.57% positive. So the standout, if we see, we can say that July and probably June are the months where we could see significant positive returns from this sector. Now let's see the next graph, which is the monthly swing. So the positive bars shows the number of years in January month which gave positive return, and the red bar shows the number of years with negative returns. So January 5 positive and 5 negative. February 4 positive and 6 negative. March 5 each. April 7 positive. May 5 each. June 7 positive. July is outstanding 9 positive. August 8 positive. September 5 positive. October 8 positive. So what we can actually, what conclusion can we draw? So based on these 5 graphs and the data, we can see that the CAGR of, or the CAGR of top 10 companies of the sector in the last year is 24.62%. The cumulative return is 803.15%. That means 9x in last 10 years. February and March are the cheapest months in the sector, and June, July, and August are the costliest months of the sector. You can draw your own conclusion and take more informed decisions. Save this video and watch it again before investing your hard-earned money in the market. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to my channel, Indian Bull versus Bear. I will be back soon with another sector video. Thank you.